I posted on YouTube every single day for 100 days, and the results were not what I expected. I've been speaking with Gen X women about pre-retirement, and one of the topics that has come up has been ways to generate income and generate revenue to help design and support a flexible lifestyle. So I'm going to go ahead and share what I've learned so far. My name is Amy Palmer. I am your Gen X big sister. I talk about all things pre-retirement on this channel. Pre-retirement, as a reminder, is the last 10, 15 years-ish before retirement. You're not quite ready to retire, but you don't want to keep living your life the way you have been. So today we're going to talk about the 100-day YouTube challenge, which for me, my 100 days ended last Friday. And I was tempted to post a big, huge celebration, rah, rah, on YouTube. But I was finishing out a series and it just didn't feel right. And everyone kept asking me, so what did you learn? What did you get? And I feel like I needed some time and I needed a few days to really think it through and to process what I had learned. So I started on January 1st, ended on April 10th. And the challenge was put forth by my coach, Glow Atanmo. So look her up here and I'll link to her channel as well. So she has inspired many people to follow this particular challenge, and she's been teaching us a lot along the way. I think she's on day like 250 or something, maybe more, of daily posting on YouTube, and not shorts. I'm talking long form videos. So I committed to doing 100 days. My reason for doing it was I just wanted to, I don't know, I was curious. I just wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to get in the habit of talking on topics that are important to me on a daily basis. And I wanted to figure out how that ends up refining and shaping my message and my mission. I've been, prior to doing this particular challenge, I have been out there serving midlife women who are living a life outside the traditional norm, helping them to pivot their lives or to infuse more joy in their lives and to like take sabbaticals when they need to. I have all these things that I've been working on, and I wanted more women to hear about what we've been talking about. And I wanted to find out, where is my community? And I was curious if I would find that on YouTube. And I got to admit, I was skeptical. I was skeptical that you were here. I I don't know. I thought maybe you were more prevalent on other platforms or not on social media at all. I don't know. But it was something I wanted to try. What did I think would happen? I thought that I knew that I would stick to the 100 days because like I'm very motivated by gamification and like having to check off this box every single day. I didn't I don't know. I didn't think that my results, quote, results would be of any importance. And so I am going to talk about the numbers. And but I want to put some context around the numbers too. So when I started this challenge in January, my YouTube channel has actually been up for probably a couple of years, but I haven't actively posted on it or promoted it. The only thing that I had been doing up until that time was my podcast, my primarily audio podcast, Blueprint Breakers, which I've been doing since the fall of 2022. Starting in 2023, I started uploading the video of that podcast onto YouTube, but with no, like literally just posting it there. Not, I didn't tag it, I didn't do anything with it. And the views were minimal on there because I was focused on promoting the audio version of my podcast. So that was the only thing that was on my YouTube channel. In fact, most people didn't even really know that it was there. Like even people who knew me and were familiar with my podcast didn't really know that it was there. I had 35 subscribers at the time that I started the challenge, and my watch hours were minuscule. I don't even remember what they were, but they were very, very low. And my views were very, very low. And so from like a statistical numbers standpoint, there's a threshold that there's a threshold requirement for YouTube of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And that just seemed so far. Like I certainly didn't think I'd get it within the 100 days. I just didn't. Like my mentor, she did, but she has a massive following. She's had years and decades of building businesses online and that kind of thing. And I just didn't think that 100 days was going to cut it for that. But I was willing to try it. And it, from a numbers standpoint, it absolutely paid off. I mean, there's still room to grow. So I started with 35 subscribers, and as of right now, I'm a little over 3,500 subscribers. So I 100 times my subscriber number, which is pretty cool. My watch hours are 12,808, which is about triple what the threshold is for monetization. And my views are a little over 155,000 views. So I achieved the monetization threshold about a little more than a month into the challenge. And the way it happened was I had a particular video that really popped up. You've probably seen it if you're a subscriber here. It's called Pretirement: Why Gen X Women Are Quietly Checking Out. So that video really blew up. And that video was posted about a month into the challenge. And then from there, it took about 2 weeks to hit the threshold. And most of it came from that video, but then the numbers also bled into other videos of mine from that initial video. So I'm going to talk about that video in just a second. During that 2 weeks of the video popping up and then hitting the threshold, it took a while to hit the threshold. What was the hard part was hitting the watch hours. It was not hard to hit the subscriber count from that one video. And so like it quickly it quickly went to from it took longer to get from 0 to 500 than it did to get from 500 to 1,000. That part went fast, but the watch hours were still going slow because that video was 12 minutes long. And so I asked my coach, how do I get these watch hours up? Like my average watch time was low. I think it was like 3 minutes or something like that. So I asked for some advice, and the advice that I was given was go back to your original video, make another video on the same topic. In fact, you can title it similarly and everything, same topic, but go deeper. How deep can you go into that topic? And try to make it a much longer video, shoot for like 45 minutes, and that will help with your watch time. And my coach, of course, was right. It ended up being my second highest viewed video. And because of the longer length of time, people would hang in there a little longer, I think. And my watch hours quickly caught up as a result of that. So that it ended up being like a 40-minute video. So that helped to hit the watch hours. Once I hit the threshold, though, there were steps I needed to take for the clock for it to actually start earning money. There's a few creators on here that go into all the administrative steps at that point, but there's a lot of administrative steps that have to happen for you to start being able to collect the AdSense money from it. Now, it has not, like, the channel has not been earning me a ton of money. Like, the most came in those first few weeks while those quote viral videos were still getting a lot of views. I think my CPM is relatively healthy. Like right now, I think it's like $8 CPM. I haven't even looked to see that. There's definitely room for improvement there, because I absolutely know that there are creators who are generating a lot more money than I am, and their CPMs are higher as a result. I've been fully monetized for about 2 months now and have earned about $320 in that 2 months time. But let me remind you, that wasn't really the reason why I came on here, but I do want to see what the potential is there. Like if it's possible to make it more of a payoff for me. Who knows? Because it's something that I've been enjoying doing anyway. So, all right. So those are the numbers. Let's talk about the video that kind of set things off. Pre-retirement, why Gen X women are quietly checking out. It had about 68,000 views. It's a 12-minute long video, and no thumbnail, and there's sound problems in the video. A couple of my commenters have pointed that out. So there's some funky sound, a little bit. So it's not polished, but I will say that it was an intentionally made video. It was a part of a sort of a series that I did. It was when I first thought of the term pre-retirement, and I was going to be taking a road trip for a couple of days. So I wanted to have enough content to cover my daily posting. So this was a batch session that I did, but I planned out what I wanted each episode to talk about. And actually, when you go in and look at that video, you can see that it's the first of several videos that have a similar look to them. And I used AI to help me. Couple things that I used it to help me with: come up with ideas for a hook, what to say as my first sentence to capture attention. And I got some ideas there and tweaked it till something felt right to me. So that initial hook, which I think was effective. I also used AI to help me come up with titles for it. And the one I landed on was one of the options that it gave me. I didn't change it or tweak it at all. Pre-retirement, why Gen X women are quietly checking out. And what else did I use it to help me with? Oh, I sort of word vomited into AI all of the points and the thoughts that I wanted to make sure I got out. I asked for bullet points to help guide me, just bullet trigger reminders to help guide me through the content so that I wouldn't have to be scripted or anything like that. So it helped me have a little bit of cohesion of thought. So there was intention and planning that went into that video. But other than that, I didn't think it was gonna, like, I was surprised that it took off. There were other videos that I actually thought were more, I don't know, more compelling or exciting or whatever. So I was surprised when this one was the one that came off. I have recently, since I've been doing all of this analysis and trying to figure out what my journey was and what I've learned and what went well and what didn't go well, I also pulled in AI to help me figure out, give me some ideas on, like, why did that video take off and resonate so much? And not just in views, but thousands of comments as well. So a lot of interaction and reshares, lots of sharing of this video. I have had people who I haven't spoken to in 20 years who randomly saw my video and forwarded it to other people, and they reached out to me because my video randomly came across their YouTube page. And so, which is just mind blowing to me. So I wanted to know what was it about this video, and AI gave me some very specific thoughts that I thought I would share with you. If you are creating content, it could be helpful, and it could be helpful to think about. So AI told me that the reason why this particular video did well was because I gave a feeling a name. The fact that I sort of came up with this word that describes a very specific experience seemed to really resonate with people. Number two, you reflected them back to themselves. You weren't teaching them. So I wasn't like teaching you something. I was sharing an experience that you were able to see your reflection in. You hit a generational nerve at exactly the right time. So there's definitely a lot of buzz amongst us Gen X women and a lot of conversation about the perfect storm that's been coming together for us and why we are at particularly a critical point in our lives and socially and in society, like right now. It's a shared experience that's very specific. So there's a nerve that was hit there. Your tone is a differentiator. What it said was, I'm not overly polished. My videos are not overproduced or edited or polished or super duper professional, and I'm not super hypey. So I guess maybe that's a way to say relatable. Uh, you made it participatory without trying too hard. And what that meant was people, and I love going back and reading the comments on this video because people loved sharing their stories and the things that they've done and the things that they're experiencing from coming at it from all different directions, whether it's, a pivot that they've successfully made, or they're in the thick of it right now and they wanted to explain to us why. Like, it prompted people to share their experiences. You validated something people felt slightly ashamed of. Yes, I did. I talked about the guilt and the shame so I guess vulnerability was a good piece in that video. And you're early to the conversation. And yes and no. There's a lot of people talking about retirement. A lot of people talk about retirement planning. A lot of people talking about, you know, making a midlife change, pivot, reinvention, all of those things. I think the way that I've brought it together and specifically brought in Gen X women, I may be early to the conversation there. So yes, so that's what happened with that particular video. What has surprised me about this experience, it's surprised me that it's okay to talk about the same topic, coming at it from lots of different ways. And it surprised me about how much that I could. And it has surprised me that with the messages that I've been talking about for years, like I've been wanting to bring resources to women to help better educate them and prepare them for this phase of their life. I've been committed to the idea that women who are at this point need a rest, need a break, need to get still. Like, they need to, like, instead of just keep going, they need to stand still and give themselves time to figure out what's next, and that they deserve to experience joy in their life now. They don't need to keep trudging and, just on the hamster wheel and just hustle and grind until retirement. Like that's not, even though that's been ingrained in us, that's not something that is a requirement. There's another way of doing things. So it has surprised me how much that message has resonated with so many people. And it has surprised me that by narrowing the conversation a little bit and defining it a little bit, like narrowing it to speaking to Gen X women, because this isn't just Gen X. It's also elder millennials. It's also early baby boomers. It's a pretty wide age range of women, but being able to articulate it in a specific way and then calling it pretirement and defining what that is and what that could be. I've just been surprised at just how much it has advanced my messaging and elevated my messaging. So it's been an amazing difference. I've been surprised to learn that thumbnails don't seem to make a difference for me at the moment. I mean, I started doing thumbnails a while ago now. I I kind of like it because it kind of looks good. It makes the channel look a little better, but I'm not sure that that really makes a difference for me yet about views and all that kind of stuff. Titles do make a difference for me. When I pull up my top 10 videos that have received the most attention, 8 out of those 10 have either the word pretirement or the phrase Gen X women in the title. And most of them have it right at the beginning of the title, like pretirement colon something or Gen X women colon something. So don't be surprised if you see me titling more of my videos that way. And just so that I can continue to connect with the community, because that was the other thing is I I have been wanting to find my people, find my community, find the women who are in the same boat and who have been through or are in the thick of it right now. I've been trying to find them for a long time, and this experience not only has connected me with many of them, it's connected me with them on a more deeper level. We've had ongoing exchanges. We've, met virtually in different formats. So that has been really exciting. And to see them interacting with each other. And it, I feel the community growing. And that's probably the biggest shift that I've had is this growing community. I I've been offering these monthly virtual coffee chats for Gen X women. Started those in December. I started them before I went viral because I went viral on Threads talking to Gen X women. And started this monthly coffee chat because it became clear to me that we had a lot to say. We were like sharing our stories and we were enjoying each other's stories and connecting with each other's stories and healing from each other's stories. All that was just so cool and so mind blowing to me. So I wanted to facilitate and bring these people together in some way. So I've been doing that monthly. And then since expanding this onto YouTube, my YouTube community has started to attend these coffee chats. And so I've gotten to interact with several people repeatedly, just starting to connect, learn more about each other, which has been amazing. And it's also amplified my other parts of my business. So even though like from an ad standpoint, it's not like huge numbers by any means, but it is helping to get the word out about other things that I do for a living, whether it is group coaching, live events, or digital products, or one-on-one consulting sessions. It has brought more visibility to those things as well. So it has helped me to generate more revenue with those revenue streams than I had been prior to this 100-day challenge. What would I do differently? I don't know that I would do anything differently if I was doing it over again. I like the journey that I had. I liked that it was a lot of trial and error, there were a lot of videos that were like a total bust. And a lot tended to be like my throwaway videos. I say throwaway, but like if I wasn't quite sure I didn't have anything really meaty or meaningful to talk about, and I would just talk about my day. Those videos tended to not do so well. But I still enjoyed doing it. Like I don't know, I enjoyed the process of that. Now, going forward, what I will be doing differently is I do want to focus on some like the longer form 20 minutes, 30-minute videos, probably less often, but have them a little more substance unless, something inspires me to do something different, do something off track. But being like really intentional about what I'm speaking about and why and when. So going forward, I'm probably not going to be posting daily. I don't know. We'll see. And also, now that I've sort of reached that threshold of, oh, I qualified for monetization. I really want to make sure that the lure of the numbers does not pull me. It's not why I got into this. It's not why I talk about the things that I talk about. It's not why I enjoy talking about the things that I talk about. So I don't want it to influence what I'm speaking about or how I'm approaching this channel or decisions that I make around it. At the same time, I am curious to see how the numbers play out over time. I don't want to make it a priority and the first thing to look at. I want to really explore if I do videos less often, but have them like really like meaningful, substantial, close to my heart, close to my mission. I'll be curious to see how the YouTube algorithm like plays around with that and what that does with connecting to the community. Now, who is this video for? Anyone who cares, but as I said, like specifically, if you're a Gen X woman and you're looking at other ways to create passive income, I'll keep you posted on my journey to see if this might be one stream. Or if you've got other things, if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, or you've got other things that you're doing to generate revenue for yourself, income for yourself, how can a YouTube channel enhance that, amplify it, bring more attention to it? Then this might be something for you to explore. I will continue to be transparent with the good, the bad, the ugly of this experience. Oh, that's something that surprised me. When I said the ugly, it triggered that. I I was ready for more hate. Well, I don't know about ready. I was expecting more hate in the comments, especially when the first video went viral. I was a little nervous about the idea of having more eyeballs on it, and I kind of expected a lot of haters in I did get a good chunk, and I hate to say, but oftentimes the hater comments that come in are men that stumbled into this channel. But the positive, supportive, community focused comments far outweigh the negative. That surprises me. And just because I don't have a lot of, like, I don't know, I just see what's out there. And I am very, very appreciative and grateful for that. So it's been wonderful. If any of this resonates for you, if you're wondering, is this something that'll work for me, whatever, drop me a note in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what your journey is looking like. And if you want to explore more resources, if you want to connect with me deeper, you can go to amypalmer.pop. You can go to amypalmer.bio, and that will show you ways to connect with me and resources that I offer. My name is Amy Palmer. I am your Gen X big sister, signing out.